Hello again, I'm Tom Hills, Senior Vice President at Laudio, and welcome to our last session in our four-part series for nurse leaders called Adapting When a Sprint Turns into a Marathon. Our past three sessions were focused on uncertainty and on transition and on adaptation. But now today we're going to focus on the topic of self-care. And with me is Kim Richards, nurse, author, motivational speaker, and founder of SelfCare Academy. Kim is joining me from Phoenix, and we're so happy to have her with us today. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Kim, you know, we've heard over and over again the importance of self-care. It continues to be a theme that's resonating throughout COVID-19. You know, the importance of creating nurturing, self-soothing rituals and routines, you know, in physical, mental, emotional, spiritual pathways. It sounds so great. It sounds wonderful, doesn't it? But
Yeah,
why isn't anybody doing it?
I know. Well, I think, a lot of us, and I speak for myself, a lot of us have this old way of thinking that self-care is selfish. And the truth is, it's anything but selfish. Self-care is absolutely mandatory to be able to give of ourselves the best that we can do every single day. If our compassion doesn't include compassion for ourselves, then we're missing a huge part of it, because that's what our patients actually feel. They feel us. They feel that we care for them, which is an incredible healing, feeling for them, that they feel safe. So the way we show up every single day makes a big difference in the way people around us feel, our whole energy. So, I think in working with nurses for, 20 years about this topic of self-care, I think many people think that it's kind of just a luxury of when I have time, when I have a day off, maybe on the weekend, or, I'll wait till I get time. And for many people, it's not until they retire, which is a little too late, So I think, like anything that might seem overwhelming or something that seems impossible, really just looking at it in just small amounts, just snippets, just small things strung together throughout the day, throughout the night, that can make a difference in the way you feel at the end of your shift. Excuse me. It could be something just as simple as, gosh, let me figure out my day as best I can. And I know that this is kind of a constant dynamic, but let me figure out a way that I can get an extra 30 minutes of sleep tonight or this morning, if you're a night shift worker. But, how can I do something like that? What is it for you that really fuels your heart, that feeds your soul? And it's very different for everybody. For me, it would be like getting outside and being able to exercise, just being out in nature, breathing, just getting outside of the four walls or the facility that I work in, or my office. But that may not be the same for everybody else. I mean, everybody has a different way of fueling themselves. And thinking about what that is, and thinking about maybe just one little thing that I could do today to feed myself, that which I love, that which makes me so happy and brings me joy. It could be that you love spending more time with your kids. Great, do it. How can you do that? How can you create that quality time? It could be that you would love to go get a massage. Perfect. Schedule it now. Keep that appointment. That appointment with yourself is just as important as your appointment with anyone else. And I guess the other thing I want to talk about is not asking for help. We as caregivers are terrible about asking for help. Yet I talk to nurses around the country, nurse leaders around the country, who are like, well, if I don't do it, nobody is going to do it. I'm the only one. And I always say, is that true? Is that really true? You're telling me nobody else can do what you do? Nobody. well, but maybe not do it quite like I do it. Okay, maybe not do it quite like you do it, but so what? Who cares? And being able to feel comfortable enough that, we do ask for help. Hey, would you mind taking care of that project? People typically, if you ask them, are happy to help. They just need to know, and we can't read each other's minds. And I think if we're not asking for help when we know we need it, especially early on, then of course we get bitter, we get a little irritated, we get a little angry, and we get a little bit of the martyrdom going on, which is not attractive. And we wonder why everybody can't read our minds. Well, nobody can read your mind. So if you feel that way, you need to step up, you need to be accountable to yourself, and you need to ask for the help that you need so that you can get out of that place where you're always feeling lack. You're always feeling like somebody's, you're imposed upon constantly. So, and also being able to set some boundaries for the future surrounding that, and making sure that you keep those promises to yourself.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much, Kim, for all that you've shared with us over these 4 parts of the series. And we hope to all of you who are viewing this that you can take away a few things that can just help you be more resilient as the things play out here that are still uncertain going forward, and that you can help your teams be more optimistic, find work to be fun again, and that you can see a future that is going to be better than it is today.
Absolutely. Share the good stories.
That's great. Thanks again, Kim.
Let's share some good stories. There's funny things that happen every day. There's positive things that happen every day. And we tend to kind of gloss over that and look at all the negativity, but there's so many wonderful things that actually happen every day.